All right. Fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes in social media. And my name is Judson Powell. All right. Hit all the buttons for me. Like button, subscribe button, notification button, all the buttons. Hit the buttons. All right. I'm still talking about Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown. My man. And I'm so proud of this brother. I mean, and I'm an empath, so it's real bad being an empath and listening to this man speak. And I just love him, brotherly love, It just, Kwame, you can, you got whatever you want, man. Straight up. Finally, somebody that's been up in the aristocracy will say that is not afraid to talk back and not afraid to tell the truth and not afraid to do the things that are necessary to do. And I keep telling everybody, look, all voices lifted. And some more of y'all need to come out and y'all need to start talking but it's like I said, y'all are very satisfied. You're satisfied with your place in white supremacy. You like your place in white supremacy. You love your place in white supremacy. Why? Because you're making some money. You can live a good life. You can do what you want to do. But the bottom line is we got to have a plan where all boats float. All boats float, and where we give everybody the right boat so that they can navigate the waters. I'm just saying that's what needs to be done right now. And like I said, Kwame Brown, hats off to you. Even though I don't have no hat, hats off to you, my brother. And anybody that has not heard, whatever y'all want to call it, rants, whatever, all the negative opinions and all that kind of stuff. Hey, this brother is on point. He's on point. He knows what's up. He's been in the aristocracy system. And when I used to, people get mad at you, you talk bad about this rapper, or you talk bad about this athlete, or you talk bad about this person that's in the limelight. But they put you got to understand, they put people in the limelight to serve their purpose. They give people the platform to serve their purpose. Even right now, I think he only got like 150K followers no matter what. And I always just tell people, I'm like, look, I don't care. If two people watch my video on a daily basis, that's cool. Then I'll teach those two people. And the rest of y'all, eventually one day, maybe, y'all will come around. But y'all need to get all of this BS out of your head, because that's what it is. You've been filled up with so much lies and so much hatred and so much fear and so much everything else that you can't see the forest for the trees. You don't really realize what's going on and what's happening to you, because you just don't know. Because you're not in tune to the universe. You're not and my favorite thing that he keeps saying is his mama's cooking. His mama's cooking. If you're in tune to the universe, if you're in tune to your ancestors, if you're in tune to everything that's going on around you, then at some point somebody told you the right thing. Somebody did. Or there was an example that everybody said, and the thing about it is that we look to the wrong things for success. Money is not success. Look, why, if that was the case, then why are there so many people with money that can't survive or do vile, things? Just like all these rich people violating these little kids, and they allowing this stuff. They put Bill Cosby in jail, but how many of these white child molesters have they put in jail? I'm just saying, and how many, why is it that the Catholic priests get a pass for molesting children? These are children, y'all. And why don't, my mother taught school for 42 years. 42 years she taught school. And she got up and she, went to that school every single day. Why? Because she cared. She cared about, the students. Nowadays, the only thing people go to school for is so that they can get on the team, the basketball team, don't get me wrong. I'm proud of my kids too. A lot of my kids play sports, and I'm proud of them. I'm glad they did play sports. But the main thing is, and this is another thing that Mr. Brown said. Mr. Brown said, look, why are y'all not teaching these kids how to survive out here in the streets? When they get out of school, they not teaching it because they teaching you that, look, if you're not an entertainer or if you're not an athlete, then you don't count. But that's not true. That's why I talk about inventions, black inventors, and all the stuff that they have taken away from us and have denied us over the years. All of the sacrifices and the things that we've done throughout the years. Y'all owe us. That's why I talk about reparations. That's why every black person in the United States of America should be talking about reparations. Because they owe us. We built this mother. Why is it that we are always discounted? And even with the leagues, how is it that somebody that don't look like us, that don't talk like us, that don't walk like us or whatever, when 75% of us are the athletes? The only sports where we're not 75% is hockey and NASCAR. And if we had the kind of money that it takes to get in NASCAR, they wouldn't beat us there. And they wouldn't beat us in hockey. I was looking the other day, and I'm sorry, and I'm amiss for not being able to call out the names of the three young men, but there's three young men that form a line, which is, in hockey, and they're all black. So anything, if y'all let us on the field and if you make the playing field even, I don't care what it is, because we still gonna come correct on y'all, and y'all know it, That's the whole problem. And we don't teach our children. Our children don't know this. Why? Because they spend all day in school being talked down on. That's what they spend all day. That's what happens. And Mr. Kwame Brown said every neighborhood, every school should have what? Should be teaching coding, the things that's going to make us, survive the future. And they don't know that all of the things that video games, all the stuff that they do, and he was talking about the Fortnite and talking about how there's no pause button on Fortnite. That if you allow it, it would just consume you into this alternate reality. Parallel universes. That's what they're literally creating. So that you don't have to deal with this universe, you can deal with another universe because you can't do what you need to do. Right? And why is it, look at all the inventions. That's why I keep constantly punching those black inventions in front of people. I put them in front of you constantly. And I like to thank, my one of my mentors, Mr. Walker, for showing us that when I was in radio. And we used to think he was crazy because he's but what's good is now Kathy Hughes is starting to do it, talking about Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday was Black Dollar Days and Wednesday was Hispanic Dollar Days. And they're talking about, and then in between the commercials, sandwiching in one of the black inventors, 30 seconds just to talk about a black inventor. But all of the radio stations and all the television stations are owned by white people, and they give us what? They give us propaganda. They give us lies, innuendos, rumor, all of that kind of stuff. And then we do everything is a battle. Biggie versus Tupac, Tupac versus Biggie. Everything is a battle instead of, look, I want to help you. I'm here to help you. Can you imagine if they wouldn't have killed Tupac and Biggie? Can you imagine what they could have done together, fighting all this stuff together? But no, they make martyrs out of all of our people. And when I tried to explain to people, I got people on my thing. Oh no, everybody knew Nipsey. Nobody knew who Nipsey Hussle was, but they made him a martyr. Why? So that y'all would admire and look after a dead man. The same thing that they did to Malcolm and the same thing that they did to Martin. Because, we used to have a saying in the media, dead men, well, I guess this is law too, dead men tell no tales. All you get is what they left you with once they leave this plane. All they leave is what they left you with. And then if you don't go behind them and try to study what they did or whatever, Thug Life didn't do nothing but put literally hundreds of thousands of black men in jail. That's what Thug Life, and Thug Life is still doing that. This whole world ain't about partying, playing basketball or football. That's not what and then they don't have the coping skills to make it through once they get into the NFL or the NBA or whatever it is. And then the whole thing with the whole historically black colleges and universities is coming to the forefront. Some of the greatest players, Jerry Rice. In fact, I watched the interview with Jerry Rice last night. And some of it's hilarious to me that they don't give credit enough where credit is due. And the people that they put out in front of you are the people that they know this guy is safe. He ain't going to say nothing about black people. Jim Brown. Jim Brown used to be one of my heroes. Then all of a sudden he got to be old and he was like, oh no, he was on Team White Man. What's going on, Jim? And then the same thing for, and the other thing is, and Kwame Brown keep talking about Stephen A. Smith, and I've been saying that forever. It's like I don't, and they let him in my fraternity without pledging. And I ain't never liked the man. I'm sorry, forgive me, bruhs, forgive me, all the makers that are out there, forgive me for saying that, if you see this, but all he does is tear down black men. Why? Why are you tearing down black men? The first thing that you should go up there, and it's true, Kwame Brown had no shoes, no food in his mouth, no shoes on his feet, and made it to the NBA and got millions of dollars for 10 years and took his mama out of the hood. There's nothing, as we say, there's nothing more better than that. And to me, whether or not you score 30 points a game and grab 10 rebounds is unimportant to me. What's important to me is what happens in real life, in true life. And we got young black men walking around here with no hopes, no dreams, no aspirations, no nothing, because they don't think that they can do it. Because nobody whispered in their ear, look, you come from the greatest civilization, your ancestors are the greatest civilization that ever lived, bar none. And everything that's going on in the world is simply copied after them. After your ancestors. That's why I push that all the time. And like I said, every time somebody say, oh, there you go talking that black stuff again, you right. And I'm going to continue to talk it until the Most High takes the breath out of my lungs. So, that's it. So if you haven't checked out Kwame Brown's rants, as they say, go check him out, because he's speaking and spitting truth to power. And that's what we got to do. We can't continue to do the same things that we did, because the same things that we did, all of them didn't work, but we got to modify them. We got to tweak them a little bit to make them work. and we got to put the effort and the action and the life into them. Anyway, fastest 15 minutes is up. My name is Judson Powell. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all the buttons, but most of all, hit the y'all can kiss my ass button. No, hit the love button. I love y'all.